In December of 2019, a camera crew stopped by the Italiano Primo restaurant in West Islip, New York, to discover the recipe for success. Now, for the first time, this restaurant owner's friends and family reveal his once closely guarded secret. The Pinnacle Award recipe. Start by setting aside the following ingredients.
Fun, generous, and hardworking.
Hardworking, generous, and loving.
He's dedicated, he's a professional, and he's just a good person to be around.
Compassionate, tenacious, pit bull.
Resilient, thoughtful, and above all, friend.
He is compassionate.
He's a sweet man, which not many people see him as a sweet man. I know him.
In a bowl, add 3 quarts of determination. The kind of determination that characterizes Mike Weber, AWCI's 2022 Pinnacle Award winner.
My dad grew his company that my grandfather started, and he just grew it 10 times over, and his family is huge and everyone's so close. So it's pretty much his entire life. I know it sounds silly, but everything he does is an accomplishment.
I really got to know Mike well starting in the 1980s. I probably knew him as a child because his dad and I were friends for 60 years or so. And what impressed me about Mike was, as a young man who had worked in the field, now was working in the office as an estimator, and he was in full control, full command. And it was in the early days of computerized estimating, and he had it as though it had been being done for 50 years. He was in complete control, knew exactly what he was doing.
Mike's relationship with AWCI is like all his relationships. He puts all he has into whatever he gets involved with.
He's a strong man. He rose above a lot of things that might have brought some people down. You've heard about his injuries. Never stopped him. He moves forward with everything. He takes what's going on in the world, what's going on in his life, and he takes it forward. He makes it a better man.
He doesn't dance around a lot, although he says he's a good dancer. He isn't, and he doesn't dance in business, so I respect that a great deal.
I think getting through the market crash in 2009 and leaning on those relationships that he had, it was a tough time for everybody in the construction industry, guys who were always busy. And we managed to get through that time almost unscathed. And that to me was remarkable, that those relationships solidified us to be able to sustain through that very, very challenging economic time.
Mike is passionate, he's enthusiastic, and very entertaining. Watching him get so upset at certain issues. You know, those are actually great characteristics for an individual to have. That's an ambassador for our industry.
I think Mike's legacy professionally will be what he's done at Island Acoustics. That he's taken a company that has been around for a while, and with his different management style, he's really grown the company and really expanded the company's influence and his influence on the industry.
Gently fold in 2 cups of generosity.
Mike gives back to his community in every way that he can, whether it's within his company, to people in need, to organizations.
One small thing is this past Thanksgiving, he actually went to a food bank and helped deliver meals and help put together meals. He's part of the Joe Namath Foundation as well, which gives money towards March of Dimes, and also part of the Joe Namath Neurological Research Center.
He's involved with Beacon House, which is here on Long Island, a vets center. They kind of help provide housing for veterans. And he opens his wallet to any organization that says, can you sponsor a hole? Can you sponsor this? Can you sponsor that? He gives.
He doesn't say no. People know that what he can do, and he writes checks. I mean, he's a very, very generous person. If he believes in the cause, we share the same cause. It's for children, whether their needs are physical, mental, or financial. It's kind of like our hot zone, help kids when we can.
He does something with the Safe Center for the last 10 years or so. They do wonderful things for battered and abused women, and I think that is pretty noble what he does and how he really sacrifices his time for them.
He's also very active in golf and very charitable. He'll sponsor holes and so forth.
For years, we've been going around, and I've been watching Mike help out other people in a lot of ways. Well, he's a terrific leader. He's a wonderful team man, something that I can relate to, teamwork. He loves people, respects people. Of course, all of you folks there probably know that.
Remember to constantly add drops of compassion into the mixture.
My dad treats everyone like family. He just acts like everyone in his family and together. And
if someone says to him, like, what do you do for a living? He'll say, I build relationships, and it's what he does. So with that as a basis, he cares about the people he works with. He doesn't go in and he's not out for the almighty dollar. He's out to build a relationship, to go on so that everybody prospers from every job he's on. That's what he wants. He wants his office employees right up to his customers to do well on every job.
We made some sacrifices as employees, and he did it in a way, it goes back to the caring and compassion. Instead of laying people off, which is the easy solution, he came up with a way where we took a Friday off and we worked a 4-day work week, or and no one lost their job. And that to me was great because we had a core group of people that were excellent at what they did, and we didn't want to lose them.
I definitely went to work with my dad as a kid. I loved just kind of sitting on the floor of his office and drawing on blueprints with Sharpies. So many of the people who worked with him in the beginning are still with him. It's such a family at Island, and so I feel like I've known them since I was a kid, and I've watched kind of their families, they've watched us. So I've always loved going into the office and seeing everybody.
I would say that Mike is in his own category, just that he's got those traits of being flexible and cooperative and understanding how the business operates, and he's a professional, and that's certainly appreciated by the union and by ourselves as well.
Add 2 tablespoons of whimsy. You can also substitute with mirth.
My earliest memory of Michael in the business is getting on his unicycle at about 10 years old and riding about a mile and a quarter to the main road, getting on a bus that took him 8 miles or 9 miles east, then getting on his unicycle and going the rest of the way another 1.5 miles or so to the warehouse. And that's when his career with Island started.
I remember one time when Mike said, I can't tell you that. I remember one time when I was with Mike, can't tell you that either. That's all I'm gonna do.
We went snowboarding. He was an amazing skier, and when I picked up snowboarding, he decided to also pick up snowboarding, and was great at that too. We went skydiving together. We did a road trip to Canada together, and they ended up thinking I was being kidnapped because I didn't have an ID. But anything that I knew that would be kind of an adrenaline piece, I knew my mother was going to be absolutely not into it, but I knew that he would never say no. He was always up for it.
I can just remember being at restaurants and the waitress comes over with the bill and there's no bill. It's paid for. No word from Mike, he's got it.
So I remember one time Mike and I walked into a bar, and I will keep the location secret to protect the innocent. And he walked up to the largest man, a biker guy, in that bar with a bald head, and he convinced that guy that he had to rub his head for good luck. And that guy let Mike rub his head, but he charged Mike $1.
I remember one time when Mike was staying out east with me in the Hamptons, and I woke up the next morning and I couldn't find him. And I finally found him. He was asleep in a hammock in the front yard. Why he didn't stay in the house, I still don't know.
Bake in a pan the size of Long Island, then sprinkle the top layer with multiple Mike-isms.
His favorite saying is, I don't like to scratch that deep.
as I was growing up, it changed, but you only know what a 10-year-old knows, you only know what a 15-year-old knows, what a 17-year-old knows. He was always trying to shoot me down because I was always trying to be a punk, I think, and trying to be a know-it-all. Now with a daughter of my own, I can imagine that's something that I'll probably say to her. I can already see it.
Oh, it's very annoying. He likes to say, I don't want to scratch that deep. And he knows he's not allowed to say it in front of me anymore. But that's his thing. I don't want to scratch too deep.
Akta Libra Gudenhemmel.
Pardon my Polish.
Are you kidding me with this? Like, are you giving me?
Big for 60-something years, and voila! The 2022 AWCI Pinnacle Award goes to Mike Weber.
Mike did us a great job, and congratulations on your award.
Hey Mike, congratulations. I'm very proud of you. You deserve this and a lot more. Love you.
Mike, congratulations on this prestigious award. I think it's great, Pinnacle Award, and maybe your golf game will improve if you buy the ball now. I think that'll be a good thing if you do.
Mike, nice going on the Pinnacle Award. I know the folks in your industry and the folks that work with you are proud of you, and you keep that team spirit, man, and the respect you have for your guys.
Congratulations on winning the Pinnacle Award, Michael. Couldn't think of anyone more deserving.
Mike, congratulations on being the recipient of the Pinnacle Award. We at our association, AWCI New York, are very, very proud of you. We wish you the best.
Congratulations, Miguel, on receiving this wonderful award for a wonderful man and a wonderful friend. I couldn't be prouder or happier for you. I love you.
Michael, I'm very proud to be here to share with you the Pinnacle Award that you're receiving. You've certainly earned it, and words cannot express how my heart is filled with love for you and what you've done.
Congratulations, Dad. I love you so much. You deserve this 10 times over. I love you.
Hey, Grandpa. We are so proud of you. We're so happy for you. You, I think, are the epitome of a Pinnacle Award recipient. I think that you do so much for your family, for your company, for the association, and Vera and I could not be happier for you. We love you so much.
Babe, this is truly long overdue and truly deserved. The entire industry knows what kind of man you are, what kind of businessman you are. Congratulations. We're very proud of you.
And I always say, it's kind of a joke, if I was hanging on the edge of a building and I had one phone number to call,